Hey everyone, so today in this video I'm going to do my pregnancy favorites, and these favorites are really just, I made a list over here, so if I'm looking down, that's what it is. The list is basically just, most of it is food favorites, and a couple of miscellaneous favorites, a little couple fashion but not really fashionable favorites, and then just like a random favorite. I haven't had like any long-term consistent cravings, and I don't generally get cravings in my pregnancies, so when I say favorites, there were periods of time that I enjoyed XYZ food. So that's what the food favorites are. And the first one is lemon tea. I don't have it here with me, but in the morning I usually drink, when I'm not pregnant, I usually drink coffee, but this pregnancy I cannot I can't drink that much coffee, and I miss it too. That's like the interesting thing. But I couldn't start drinking coffee maybe until like the beginning of my 3rd trimester, and I usually really like dark roast and I really like strong coffee. Yeah, so I really miss coffee in the morning, but I just haven't been able to drink it just because it doesn't taste good to me. And like the most I can get is like maybe like a cup or two little cups from Trader Joe's that are like this big. And usually I think Trader Joe's coffee is like really really weak, and I actually think it's kind of like as I'm pregnant I feel like it's like really strong. And when I do make coffee, or when I do have coffee, or when I make coffee, I usually make it like a lot lighter, like it's almost like a dark tea almost. So I was drinking tea with milk, which is the way I usually drink tea, for a little while, and then I had been sick quite a bit in my beginning of the 2nd trimester, or like end of the 1st trimester and beginning of the 2nd trimester. Sick, not meaning pregnancy sick, but having a cold and a cough and things like that. So I started drinking lemon tea, and I've been drinking lemon tea ever since my 2nd trimester, at least my 2nd trimester, if not my 1st. So that has been a favorite. Another interesting thing is I usually drink, when I drink water, I tend to drink hot water. That's just generally what I drink. It's just a preference. It's not like a diet thing. I know some people ask me that, but I should just generally drink hot water, sometimes room temperature water. But in this pregnancy I've been drinking a lot of cold water, like very cold water, ideally ice water. Like I really like ice water in this pregnancy. This is just like this is a Starbucks cup, but I didn't go to Starbucks. I've just been reusing this cup because I have been drinking it out of a straw. And so really cold water or ice water. And the other thing, and I think this has happened in my previous pregnancies, is like my taste of water is very sensitive. So like the water in my house I cannot stand. Oh, I should get the water. So I just ran to go get the water that I have been drinking anyway. So the tap water where I live is just horrible. Like I kind of say I'm from New York. I lived in New York for a long time. They had amazing water. The water here where I live, we generally put it through a Brita filter, but even that, it just tastes horrible. So I've actually had to start buying water, and this is the water that I've been buying. This is from Trader Joe's, and I thought this was really good for a while, and even this sometimes isn't my favorite water, honestly. But this is the pure New Zealand artisan water. It's okay, like it's ideal if it's like cold or has ice in it. And then what I've also been doing is I've just been lugging this like Nalgene bottle around, and when I go to places that have good water, I'll like fill up these. I have 2 of these, so I'll like fill them up and then stock up on water from elsewhere. I like know all about water now, I guess. But Starbucks doesn't really have good water. I know places that have good water are like Panera has good water. This little cafe bakery place that I go to has good water because they just have like, you know, like a soda fountain kind of thing. And then my doctor's office has good water. So I tried, so water is very precious here. And even this little one, she has gotten into good water, bad water too, right? You like the good water, right? So yeah, water has been kind of a problem, but I think water honestly has always been a problem. I don't have problem drinking water, it's just the taste of the water that is the most difficult to digest, not digest, but ingest, I guess, or drink. This pregnancy, I haven't had that many bloody noses. I had a couple. I think the most, like in my previous pregnancies, I had definitely more bloody noses, and I think it's just because I wasn't drinking enough water. And in this pregnancy, I don't feel like that's the case. And even if, like, you know, I always complain that like this pregnancy or this past winter has been so cold, I still really like ice cold water. And I think you started liking ice cold water too in this pregnancy, right? So it's funny how your partners kind of go with the flow with you. So anyway, usually I drink Lipton tea in the morning. I was talking about tea before. I usually drink Lipton tea with lemon. I've also been enjoying green tea because, like I said, I haven't been drinking coffee. I've been enjoying this green tea, which is Twinings. It's like focusing on your face. But this green tea is really good. I've never been like a huge green tea fan, but definitely in this pregnancy I feel like it's been something that it's very comforting, and when it's cold you want something hot to drink, and this stuff is really good. Twinings is like probably my favorite tea brand. And then this hasn't been like an all along favorite, but I was eating all of the peanut M&Ms from Halloween, and I think it was also from Christmas, because you know we got that Christmas, that like we got this free thing from someone, I don't know, some vendor who always sends us nuts, and in that nut package there's like M&Ms, peanut M&Ms. So yeah. And then so I actually went out and bought M&Ms because I ran out, but I bought this like a couple weeks ago and I haven't even eaten it yet. So I don't know if it's like really considered it's not a craving. It's just for a little while, you know, like I would have like, you know, a few of them or a handful of them, just, you know, if I wanted to like clean my mouth, I wanted something sweet or whatever. I like these. No, I'm not ready yet. Okay, fine. So breakfast favorite for many months, I would say at least more than half my pregnancy, I've been having, like, my favorite breakfast is having peanut butter and jelly, and I would put like a lot of peanut butter and jelly, and these are my favorites. Skippy Super Chunky and this Welch's Concord Grape Jam, not jelly. These two were like my go-to, and I think this peanut butter helped me gain some weight because I would put a lot of peanut butter on, and it would just easy to digest for me, and keeps me full and things like that. I already showed that. Keeps me full, and so yeah, peanut butter and jelly was like my jam. In the morning, I also I don't have the bottle because I have been doing cleaning and things like that, and I guess I don't have any spare unless I put it somewhere. But this is where I put my vitamins, and I can't find the actual bottle for this particular vitamin. But for DHA, instead of fish oil, can you be careful? Michelina, stop. Here. For sorry, distracted. For my DHA and my previous pregnancies, I would get prenatal vitamins that came with like the multivitamin and then the pill for the DHA. And in those two pregnancies, I had really bad morning sickness in the first trimester and a little into the second trimester for my second one. This pregnancy, I didn't have that bad morning sickness. morning sickness. I mean, I did throw up a handful of times, but not like I did in my previous 2 pregnancies where I would throw up multiple times a day. And I'm wondering if, well, it could be because of the gender. So my first 2 kids were girls and this one's a boy. That could be it. That could definitely be it. The other thing is I was consuming these vegetarian DHA pills, and then for 1 bottle I did, which is kind of more expensive, and then I did fish oil pills, which is where you get your DHA. Well, that's like very abundant DHA, and I noticed that the fish oil pills made me more nauseous like in the first trimester. So I went back to the more expensive vegetarian or algae pills, and I've stuck with them the rest of the pregnancy, and I'm thinking or wondering if that's what made me not so nauseous. I mean, it could be the boy-girl thing too, but this is what they look like. They're very big pills. They look like this, and they are like quadruple the price of fish oil pills. Fish oil pills are definitely way more affordable, but I thought not being nauseous made it a lot more worth it to invest in not being nauseous, essentially, to get your DHA. So that was definitely a favorite. Another random favorite was for a little while, and I mean, it's not like I crave them, but for like when I tried it, like these pears, again, like I said, I used to live in New York, and New York City had farmers markets, and they always had really good Bosc pears, and I feel like ever since I moved to California I haven't had really good Bosc pears, and that's kind of strange, I would think, but maybe pears don't grow around here, because I know they definitely grow in the Northeast. But I did find some really good Bosc pears sometimes at Trader Joe's and then also at Safeway. And I've been really enjoying pears. I've been enjoying fruit in general, I think. I think actually in all my pregnancies I enjoy fruit a lot. The other thing I like to do is have yogurt, and I am doing a what I eat in a day today, and I can show some footage from that. One of the things that I have been really enjoying lately is yogurt and fresh fruit like strawberries, blueberries, and bananas in particular, and then I have it with some like great grains, which is kind of like a mix between a granola. It's not really like a true granola, but it's like because it has like wheat flakes in it and things like that, so it's not as heavy as a granola, but it has some nuts, and it does have some oat clusters, which has that granola kind of feel, which I really like. So that is another favorite. And then some other random, so those were like my food favorites. Actually, in my first trimester, I found that to help me get through morning sickness, eating helped. And I was like, oh, well, maybe I didn't eat enough in my other 2 pregnancies, but that wasn't the case. I know, like, when I was hungry and then I did eat, I would just throw it up. But in this pregnancy, eating definitely helped my nausea, which I thought was really interesting. And I do, in that sense, I do think it's a boy-girl thing. So I know that there was a period of time when I was in my old office, because we moved offices. There was a period of time where I would have breakfast in the morning, like probably peanut butter and jelly, and then by the time I got to the office, which was like a couple hours later, I would have like, you know, like one of those like snack size packets, 1 or maybe even 2 of that snack size packets of Doritos. So there was, you know, probably several weeks where I had Doritos, and then I eventually bought like a big pack, and then by the time I bought the big pack, like I was over the Dorito thing. So it's kind of like this M&M thing where I have like small bits of it, and then I'm like really into it, and then I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna buy it, and then and then I'm over it. So that's what this M&M thing is kind of. That's kind of like what it feels like. So I had that with Doritos for several weeks, and then I know there was like another several weeks where I was really into like little pretzel sticks. These are things that were just in my office that happened to settle my stomach. And then I was into Nature's Valley granola bars for a little bit, and then Nature's, that was like the crunchy peanut one, and then I was into the fruit and nut one, which is not something, which is like a chewy kind of granola bar, which I'm generally not into, but that settled my stomach for a few weeks. And yeah, so none of my cravings were, or cravings or whatever, lasted for a very long time, but I think the longest probably is like this peanut butter and jelly breakfast ritual, I guess. That was like the longest lasting. Some other random favorites that I had in this pregnancy was Act, and I think this is a favorite in all my pregnancies, honestly. This is just mouthwash, and this is my particularly favorite brand. When you are throwing up a lot, if you do suffer from morning sickness, like this is really keeps your mouth clean and, you know, hygienic, I guess. And then also it helps prevent cavities and whatever, but like this just always cleans my mouth when I'm pregnant, which is, it just sometimes like you don't want to have like taste lingering in your mouth, particularly when you're pregnant. It's just like uncomfortable, or I mean at any time, honestly. It also, during pregnancy, you can tend to get bloody gums, and I haven't had really any bloody gums. I mean, and nothing beyond normal, which is like once in every blue moon. So I think that is attributed by mouthwash. So that is a favorite. And then another like fashion favorite or whatever is this pregnancy. Unlike my other two pregnancies, my feet didn't get swollen that much. They were swollen through a lot of my second trimester and some of my third trimester, and I think that is attributed to commuting, because I think when I sit in the car for too long, meaning like 45 minutes or more, and generally my commute is 45 minutes each way, it makes my feet swell. And I've noticed that since I've gone on leave and things like that, since I haven't gone to the office and stuff like that, my feet aren't swollen. I mean, it's only when I'm sitting in the car for too long that my feet get swollen, or sitting in the car too long, or sitting just like in general too long. And when you have an office job where you have to commute to, that can easily lead to swollen feet. So in my previous two pregnancies, like I said, my feet were always swollen. Like even in my last pregnancy, I actually had to get an ultrasound because my doctor was concerned that there is a potential that there could have been a clot in my leg, but no, it was just swollen. So for this pregnancy, not commuting has definitely helped since I've gone on leave. What also helped is my shoes in probably the end of my second trimester. My sneakers were getting like really tight, and because my feet were getting bigger, I guess, because they were swollen. So I started wearing, and I never thought I would like these again since high school or whatever, but these sandals. I'm glad that they're back in fashion. These I got several years ago from Kohl's, and I had like a coupon, like a $10 coupon, and I got these for like $4. But these are basically knockoff Birkenstocks, and I know, oh, so fashionable, but on Instagram they are fashionable, I guess. But these are so good for me. In my previous pregnancies I wore Tevas, which were a different kind of sandal, and I don't think had enough support. These have like, they have like support, they have like an arch, and it's just really wide, and so these have been amazing and I love them. And I always like when I wear them, because I wear them with socks, I feel like my college professors. So those have been a fashion favorite. And then in the first and most of my second trimester, I would say last but not least is this combination. This is just my regular plain leather jacket that I got from Target, and then this is my scarf. And I was able to keep my pregnancy under wraps from my office until I was 6 months, and couldn't have done it without these guys. And let me show you what it kind of looks like. I mean, also big sweaters, because this has been a very cold winter. I've been wearing sweaters, so but this is what it would look like. I would wear this jacket, which is kind of like, it's not going to really apply now because I'm 39 weeks, but it's like a boxy kind of jacket. It's a boxy jacket, so it's like this. So pretend my belly is like here, maybe not so wide, and then I wear this like this. You can tell I'm pregnant now because, like I said, I'm 39 weeks. But when I was in my first and second trimester, like in my first and second trimester, I wasn't so big. So this combination, because this is, you know, sticks out, and let's say this part isn't here, I was able to keep my pregnancy quiet until I wanted to share, which was not until I was six months. And obviously it's not going to work for everyone because everyone's body is different, and obviously it's not gonna, and obviously it worked for me because I think I just run smaller when I'm pregnant, as well as it was also through the winter, so it's not like it was summer or spring where I couldn't be wearing a jacket and sweater and things like that and get away with it. So but yeah, so when I did tell my boss in my office, it was a pleasant surprise. And it's like, how far along are you? And it's like, oh, I just have a few more months. And so that was really nice. So those are all my pregnancy favorites, mostly food and some like other random things. So I had just finished filming this video and I was on my way to pick up my daughter when I forgot about one other thing that I wanted to mention that was a favorite during this pregnancy. It's not pregnancy related, but it is a favorite of mine during this pregnancy, and that is Will Smith. He has, like, I don't know, I've fallen in love with Will Smith during this pregnancy. And there's this video that he has an Instagram account, and now he has a YouTube channel and things like that, so I'm totally subscribed to both. And it was this video that I had seen that made me fall in love with him during this pregnancy, and I'll show clips of it.
Having a debate with a friend of mine, and we got stuck on the difference between fault and responsibility. She kept talking about how something was somebody's fault, it's somebody's fault. And I was like, it don't matter whose fault it is that something is broken, if it's your responsibility to fix it. For example, is fault and responsibility do not go together. It sucks, but they don't. When something is somebody's fault, we want them to suffer, we want them punished, we want them to pay. We want it to be their responsibility to fix it, but that's not how it works, especially when it's your heart. Your heart, your life, your happiness is your responsibility, and your responsibility alone. As long as
so I really love that message. It's
jammed and trapped into
your life, your heart, your responsibility, your happiness. And after following him, I realized like how motivational he is and how positive he is and how enjoyable he is to watch. And I totally agree with that. I think my spin on it would be your life, your choice, your happiness. And that is that's kind of the way I try to lead my life now. Like it's nobody else's responsibility and it's nobody else's business, honestly. It's your life, it's your happiness, and it's your choice to to do the things that make you happy, and to, I mean, it's your life, and you need to, I'm not saying it as well as he says it, but yeah, so that was, I just wanted to add that in here. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe. It means the world to me. And I'm mostly on Instagram, so you can follow me there. I'm more on Instagram than I have time to upload videos. All my links will be down below as well, and I will talk to you again in my next video. Bye!